What is Slinky Dog Dash? Slinky Dog Dash is a steel-launched roller coaster located at Disney's Hollywood Studios at Disney World in Orlando, Florida. As its name suggests, the ride is themed to the famous animated film series Toy Story. In fact, Slinky Dog Dash is part of a whole area themed to just that. Within Toy Story Land, guests are made to feel like one of the toys in Andy's backyard. They're surrounded by oversized building blocks, lights, and even Toy Story characters. The main attraction of Andy's yard? His Dash and Dodge Mega Coaster Kit, a make-your-own roller coaster toy. Through this, and the area as a whole, Toy Story Land aims to immerse guests within the Toy Story films. But this wasn't always Disney's plan for their Hollywood Studios theme park. Originally opened in 1989, the park began its life as a partnership with MGM Studios under the name Disney MGM Studios. It was the third theme park to be built at the Disney World Resort and the first to be themed to the production of films and movies. The park was commissioned by Michael Eisner to be an operating production studio with active film and television production services, an animation facility branch, and a functioning backlot. Despite its humble intentions of showing guests behind the scenes of a Hollywood production, the park was built for a single reason: to be a direct competitor to Universal's brand new Floridian theme park. Universal Studios Florida was to be the same experience, a theme park that seconds as a functioning studio. When they announced their plans for an Orlando theme park, Disney panicked. Despite being a reaction to Universal's plans, Disney's MGM Studios opened a whole year prior to its competitor. However, this quick retaliation was, and still is to this day, reflected by the lack of thought that went into the park itself. Upon its debut, there weren't many attractions to experience, and the themed areas were scarce. On top of this, the park featured 0 big-ticket thrill rides found at other parks within the resort. Disney knew their park was lacking, and in the years following, the company attempted to flesh out their latest addition. 2 well-known and iconic attractions graced the park in the following years. The Tower of Terror opened at MGM Studios in 1994, followed by the addition of Rock 'n' Roller Coaster 5 years later. Though, in the years following, Hollywood Studios began to feel neglected. Disney World's other parks were taking the spotlight, gaining new and exciting large-scale additions. Whilst at Hollywood Studios, older rides were being removed, often with no replacement in sight. But hope was on the horizon in the form of the annual D23 Expo in 2015. Walt Disney Parks and Resorts chairman Bob Chapek revealed 2 huge future additions to the studio's theme park. The first was Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, a new area of the park bringing the adventures, destinations, and characters of Star Wars to life. The second, an 11-acre Toy Story Land, placing guests in the heart of Andy's backyard. These announcements were a drastic step away from the initial ideals of the park's plans. Disney, led by Bob Iger, had finally begun the transition from a park which celebrated the creative process of films to a park which placed guests directly within them. Construction of the new areas began in April of 2016 with the demolition of several previous attractions, including the studio backlot tour, the Light Motors Action Stunt Show, and much more. Prior to Toy Story Land's opening, Disney's Hollywood Studios featured only 5 unique rides, one of which, Toy Story Midway Mania, constructed in 2008, would be incorporated into the new area through a relocated entrance and a drastic name change to simply Toy Story Mania. Toy Story Land, along with its 3 attractions, opened to guests on the 30th of June 2018. It became the 4th and world's largest version of the land dedicated to the animated film franchise. There, guests could experience Toy Story Mania, a shooting dart ride, ride alien swirling saucers, a brand new spinning flat ride, or experience the park's second roller coaster, Slinky Dog Dash. And, to do this, visitors must first pass beneath the ride's entrance sign, which features a large piece of fake roller coaster track. Navigating the queue line, guests see Andy's blueprints to his new miniature ride. Built by German amusement manufacturer Mack Rides, the Dash and Dodge Mega Coaster Kit originally featured only 425 pieces, but Andy's made some modifications. He's taken his Slinky Dog toy and attached it to the roller coaster's train, allowing guests to ride on Slinky Dog himself. Further in the queue, visitors see the full extent of Andy's plans for the roller coaster, featuring lots of Toy Story characters and a big finale. Once past the queue, riders enter the station building and board one of 4 Slinky Dog trains. Each train is made up of 5 cars, seating guests in 2 rows of 2, except for the last car, which features only a single row. This leads to a total of 18 riders per train. Once ready, Slinky Dog leaves the station building and undergoes a small, downward right-hand turn. It's here that guests immediately encounter their first LSM launch. Slinky Dog is then accelerated towards the ride's tallest point. Guests climb approximately 15 meters high during a banked stall turn. They then dive towards the ground, pass over an airtime hill and under a building block archway. Slinky then completes a beyond 360-degree upward helix surrounding a building block fortress featuring Rex and Jessie. Riders navigate a double down, followed by 2 opposite 180-degree turns. Slinky suddenly comes to a stop before rolling backwards. Paddles beside guests charge up the roller coaster's second LSM launch track before accelerating them once again. What you probably didn't realise is that Slinky Dog Dash is actually Disney's first ever double launch coaster, making it an even more unique attraction on a global Disney scale. Once travelling at speed, Slinky Dog climbs an airtime hill and enters another 180-degree bank turn. It's here that riders bounce over 4 consecutive bunny hills. 2 final 180-degree turns lead Slinky straight into the final brake run, but the experience doesn't end there. Guests encounter the big finale, Disney's first and only Wheezy the Penguin animatronic singing "You've Got a Friend in Me." During the 115-second ride, visitors reach speeds of up to 64 km per hour and encounter a whole host of Toy Story characters. At night, the roller coaster is transformed. Lights placed within the track follow guests as they navigate the course, making it a spectacle in the dark. Despite its brief existence, Slinky Dog Dash and Toy Story Land as a whole has seemingly been a hit. After years of constant visitor numbers, Disney's Hollywood studios attracted 500,000 more guests in 2018, up 4.5% on the previous year. But the new area hasn't been without its problems. Disney perhaps stuck a bit too closely to the toy theme of the area, as several reported that plastic-looking fences found around the land were breaking under small loads. The park has since fixed the issue, adding wooden boards to provide the fences with additional support. And, though the area does seem to be a success, it's been quickly overshadowed by the debut of the highly anticipated Star Wars themed land, Galaxy's Edge. There, guests experience the Black Spire outpost of the planet Batuu, full of places and characters both familiar and unfamiliar. Visitors are fully immersed in the Star Wars experience through just the new area itself, but Galaxy's Edge has more in store. Guests can pilot the Millennium Falcon in the cooperative experience Smuggler's Run, or even join the Resistance in the battle against the First Order in a multi-stage dart ride known as Rise of the Resistance. Ultimately, this will be the real test of Disney's new vision for their Hollywood Studios park. Galaxy's Edge, as well as Toy Story Land, have been bold steps towards a new theme park experience, one which focuses on bringing the magic of movies to the guests themselves. But is this the right decision? Will these new additions rectify the park and increase attendance and guest satisfaction? Let us know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next time. If you enjoyed this video, why not subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll be notified when we upload new content.